hang tight. I think we're just waiting to make sure we are live streaming. All right, Chair, we are live and ready to start the meeting.
All right, good evening. We could go ahead and begin the meeting. Madam Clerk, we could go ahead and call the roll.
Dr. Gould,
Here.
Commissioner Huggins,
Here.
Dr. Plum,
Here.
Mr. McCarty,
Here.
Mike Fitzpatrick.
Here. All right, thank you, Madam Clerk. If we could move on to item number 3, the consent agenda. Has everyone had a chance to review that and would entertain any motions?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Madam Clerk, would you call the vote?
Dr. Gould,
Yes.
Mr. Huggins,
Yes.
Dr. Plum,
Yes.
Mr. McCarty,
Yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
And
All right, unanimous vote. If we could move on now to item number 4, the Executive Director's report. Turn that over to Ms. Andrews.
All right. Good evening, board. I'm going to start my report. I'm going to turn it over first for our sponsorship request this evening, which is for the Visit NC Farms app. And to help me explain this is Lee Guth, the director of the Cooperative Extension of Pitt County. I'm going to turn the screen over to her so she can explain this app and the benefits to Pitt County.
Good evening, everybody. It's nice to be with you this afternoon. Lee Guth, I am the North Carolina Cooperative Extension Director here in Pitt County. And for those of you unfamiliar with that, we are part of NC State University and North Carolina A&T in the local communities. And one of my areas of expertise is working with local food. And I'm excited to bring this opportunity before you today. I have been meeting with Kelly and also with Andrew Schmidt from the Convention and Visitors Bureau with the North Carolina Department of Agriculture about the Visit NC North Carolina Farms. And I want to take a few minutes to explain this venture to you and answer your questions that you might have. Basically, about 3 years ago, the marketing arm of North Carolina Department of Agriculture decided to put together a program that would promote the number 1 and the number 3 industries in North Carolina: agriculture and tourism. And this is what they've come up with. It is a website and a phone app that allows you to locate farms, local foods, farmers markets, farm stays and experiences across the state. And we are very interested here in Pitt County in becoming part of that venture. So what you're looking at right now is just a general look at the marketing look of the app. And if you will bear with me, this is a PowerPoint that Annie Baggett with NCDA has shared with me. I'm going to move us forward to slide 23. So if you want to close your eyes not to get dizzy, give me just a second. And here we are. So What we want to do is to help promote our local farms. This is a way to promote all parts of Pitt County, to help with economic development and tourism promotion in the county. And for a county to be able to do this, they have to have three things. They need someone who has funding, because there is a cost involved with this. They need someone with marketing expertise, and our Convention and Visitors Bureau is willing to provide some of that. And they also need an administrative person on the ground and someone who has connections with our local farms. And that's where North Carolina Cooperative Extension comes in. And Kelly is part of the sponsorship piece. She's also part of that marketing piece and part of that knowledge of the county. So we're excited to have the Economic Development Commission potentially be part of this. So I want to give you a little look at what this will actually look like. And I'm going to move us again to, bear with me. I want to give you a look at, well, that's not exactly what I want. Hold on, folks. I've skipped a slide. All right, so here's where I wanted to take you. This is a snapshot of what that screen would look like on the visitor coming to Pitt County. So imagine, imagine someone in Raleigh wanting to get out of town for the weekend or the afternoon. Imagine the family of college student coming to town and wanting something to do on Saturday morning before a ball game that night. This is what they could pull up. They could locate farms to visit, maybe a pick your own farm. They could find farmers markets, restaurants that are doing local food and drink. Maybe they're looking for a farm stay experience, a special event, a wedding venue maybe at a farm, and local shopping. This can be adapted a little bit to each community. And one of the things that we have some interest in is also being able to include some local food resources for residents here that might be needing some food assistance. But the main purpose of this is to help tourists, whether they are daycationers or coming from out of state, find local things in Pitt County. If you clicked on one of those items, you would find the events and farms closest to you. They can be found in a map form, as you see here, where you click on that red dot and it would take you to further information. Or you might look at it this way, in a list with the different events that are closest to you, listed by mileage, and with some hours and special information there for you. Further down, you can look at farms based on what categories they have. Perhaps you are traveling with an elderly parent and need handicap accessibility. Maybe you have a small kid with you and you're really looking for something with animals. Or you want to purchase farm stand fresh produce, and you can find it through these different category searches. Again, another view of what you would find, that farm, directions on how to get there, the phone which you could call directly. It'll pop right up and allow you immediate contact with that farm. Farmers are able to post pictures of their products or events and activities. You can also go straight to that ag operator's website and look at more about what they're doing. And if you notice down here in the left corner, a great branding cooperation there, participating farm with Visit NC Farms, Orange County. So ours would of course have Pitt County on it. Another nice feature, kind of giving you that overall picture of how long it's going to take to get there and what's the fastest way. Also could be a great tool for local chefs. We have at least 5, 6 restaurants that I can count on off the top of my head who are advertising that they're using locally sourced products. And this is a great way for those farmers and for the restaurateurs to be able to communicate better with each other. So another great tool here for economic development. So hopefully we all will return to having vacations at some point. And if you're headed to the mountains from Greenville, you could go ahead on your phone and say that you want push notifications from farms in the mountains. So as you head down Interstate 40, you would be getting information about what's ahead of you when you get to your locale, different events and things you might want to take advantage of. Similar situation thinking about us. How many of our friends across the state come through our way headed to the beach and would love to pick up fresh tomatoes, watermelon, peanuts, any of those things on their way to the coast? This way, with those alerts, they could find those things. They could get information about anything special that's going on as they head towards their destination, and it'll get them to stop in Pitt County. Maybe not put heads in beds, but it would at least get a stop here in Pitt County with some of those dollars being spent locally. This is, again, just a picture of how sharp that marketing looks. Really pleased with the marketing piece. And as I said, there's 3 pieces that you need to be able to pull this off in a local county or region. We've talked about the partnership that Kelly, Andrew, and I feel like we can pull off with your support. Now, I am going to move you through to a slide a little bit further if you'll be patient with me. This is just an example here of some of the statistical information that you're able to gather. Of the counties that you're looking at here, the ones in orange are already active, but there's a light green in the southeast of about 16 counties, and they became active within the past 2 weeks. So at this point, NCDA has over 50% of the North Carolina counties participating in Visit NC Farms. But I think we want to be part of that. If you look here, they also give great statistics every month. Once we're on board for 30 days, we'll start getting statistics, and they will tell us how many downloads there are, how many users. We'll be able to see in Pitt County, what are the top assets, is what they call them. What are the things that people are looking at? That'll help us know how to help our customers better when we have that really good feedback. How many people have liked and followed on Facebook? And in this data here, you can see that the top counties are those big metropolitan areas, and we should be part of that, I think. One of the pieces that they do have, and I've talked briefly about that, is the push notifications. So our local farm assets would be able to push that out to cell phones of users, different events that are going on. So when this started about 3 years ago, folks, the plan was to have it statewide before today. And as COVID hit at the beginning of the year, it really, as you can imagine, they thought, well, this is not good. They found just the opposite. When March hit, their usership and downloads skyrocketed. What they found were customers, residents of North Carolina were looking for an alternative place to buy food because there were some empty shelves in our grocery stores. They were also looking for a way to get their families out of the house and to a safe outdoor venue where they could stretch their legs and have some relief from that COVID housebound feeling. And it's just really been amazing. Farms have pivoted to try to reach consumers online. Our consumers have pivoted trying to reach our farmers, and this has become a great tool. So in the normal time, Visit NC Farms would be advertised at our visitor centers as you come into the state of North Carolina. It would be at our state farmers markets. It would be at our state fair, Mountain State Fair, Got to Be NC Festival, all those major events. And because these 16 have come on so recently, they are planning to see a bigger push here in the next few months. Hopefully some statewide billboards. They've gotten a lot of statewide media attention from our state magazine and some of the major television outlets in the state. So it really seems like an exciting marketing opportunity to be part of. Again, what you're looking at now, the High Country region, which includes Watauga County and Boone, three counties came together, and what you're looking at there on the left is a list of which assets have been viewed the most, and a great set of tools for Kelly, Andrew, and I and our teams to look at and work with to be able to promote our areas better. This is further analytics telling you what are the top products people are looking for. And then just a brief look at the sharp marketing look that we see here. The funding piece. So there's a $5,500 one-time entry into the program. And right now, NCDA, in cooperation with the Tobacco Trust Fund, has a 50% cost share. So we'd be coming in at half of the $5,500. There's also a $500 purchase for marketing materials, and you're looking at some of that stuff here. There are window clings, there are banners, real nice look. There's a window cling. This is an example of the push marketing, push notifications to phones. There's a great shot here of that colorful banner and how that would look at our local farms and farmers markets with Visit NC Farms, Pitt County. And they've done some promotions during the summer with a picnic giveaway and some fun things like that. So I'm going to stop sharing and try to answer some questions for you from the comfort of my living room. So what kind of thoughts, questions do you have for me?
Hey, this is Harry Plone. I have two questions for you. First, have you done any preliminary work to see if there are any farms or other entities in the county who, I mean, have you pre-marketed this at all to anyone? Do you have a prospective list of clients? Do you have a campaign planned locally to get participants?
I can answer that, Dr. Plowen. So the Pitt County Farm and Food Council is a commission appointed by our county commissioners, been in existence about 3 years, and they approximately 2 or 3 years ago developed a Pitt County Food Finder app that you can download for your phone. Our basic goal with the Farm and Food Council was to help people with food insecurity issues. So the Pitt County Food Finder app already lists all of our soup kitchens and pantries and things like that. In addition, it lists all of our farmers markets and market stands, market stands and ag tourism opportunities. So from that list alone, we have 13 farms that are either in Pitt County or just across the border, like Simply Natural, that we'd be able to immediately pull in, and I think would be very grateful to be part of it.
Okay,
in addition to that, looking at the chamber, we know that there are, again, 5 to 6 local food restaurants that I feel would be very positive about joining in. So we do have a lot of things already mapped out. I think that contacting those folks would be fairly simple. And we really estimate we could get this up and running mid-December.
Good. Second question. I downloaded this app on May 1st for exactly the reasons that you listed, and I didn't find anything really in the region, so I deleted it, but I just now downloaded it again. I mean, it's
All
a
right.
great app. So my question is, why didn't you come to us a year ago?
Well, I can tell you why. When the Farm and Food Council started investigating the Food Finder app, approximately 3 to 4 years ago, I talked to Annie Baggett at NCDA about this. And at that time, when we were getting ready to make an investment in an app, they were only doing a few pilot counties. So it was a closed group. They were just getting off the ground. She and I talked, and with it being a pilot and not being really what we were focused on at the time, the Food Council decided to go ahead with the Food Finder app. But it's
and that's probably appropriate, since given the situation that we're in with COVID and the economic crisis and so forth. I mean, yeah. I guess I'm glad you went that direction. But man, this would be great.
Well, and when you look at it, sir, you can see that Carteret and Craven have joined, and Wilson has joined. So we're that perfect bridge between those counties. We don't want to be left out of this. That's for sure.
Thank you.
Does anybody else have any questions?
I have a question for Kelly. Is Kelly there?
Yes.
Kelly, I see the sponsorship request and the marketing are one-time fees,
Yes.
but the monthly maintenance is for 6 months. Where does the maintenance funding come after 6 months?
We talked about that. So what we were hoping to do was launch it through the rest of our fiscal year, which would be with the cost sharing would be a $5,000 sponsorship to get us through the end of the fiscal year. What we hope to do, and what Annie Baggett, who Lee Guth mentioned, talked about, is some of the other counties had found some larger sponsors that could do more long-term sponsorships. And those were in other counties, Farm Bureau, or, that was just an example. Or you can do some in-app sponsorships. Some of the larger restaurants or farms did some larger marketing pushes within the app, and that could actually pay for the maintenance fees. So that could be something that we could explore for sustainability.
And I'm trying to find a couple of those, Kelly, to demonstrate. If you'll see here on the screen, North Carolina Department of Ag and Consumer Services sponsored that piece. Here it is twice. So those are options. And as Kelly said, Farm Bureau in North Carolina has sponsored several counties, ongoing fees, and I feel like it will be very marketable.
Okay.
Do we have any other questions from any of the members of the board? Okay, at this time, I would entertain any motions that other members might have.
Motion to approve.
My second.
Madam Clerk, if we could call the vote. Any further discussion before we call the vote? Madam Clerk, please.
Dr. Gould,
Yes.
Commissioner Huggins,
yes,
Dr. Plum,
Yes.
Mr. McCarty,
Yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
unanimous.
All right, motion is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Lee.
you very much.
Glad to do it.
Okay, now if we could move on to item 5 on the agenda, which would be, do I have any motions to go into closed session?
Oh, I have a few more things on my report, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Is this, is that on the screen? Let's see. Get this up for you. Just a couple of things, just as far as activity for this month. Are you seeing this on the screen?
no,
Not yet, okay, just a second. Thought I had it, just a moment. Share screen.
Oh, what is screen?
Share. Oh, there. Can you see that now? No.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so I'm going to skip the forms if we've done that. And talk about recruitment and marketing activity. Just a recap, we've had 12 active projects since our October meeting. We've had 2 Integring Shell Building tours with active projects and 2 prospect presentations, one actually just today. ROI is a company where we are getting lead generation, and that has just launched. So we are getting leads from this, from which we will have virtual meetings. Our intention was to have actual in-person meetings, but we will start off with virtual, and that is actually the norm probably now and going into 2021. So that has already generated 1 lead, and we are anticipating more going forward, and they're actively pursuing those leads for us. Through the Biopharma Crescent, our 5-county partnership for biopharma manufacturing, we have another group called Vessel Global, which is doing lead generation for biopharma leads, and we have 1 lead already generated through that, and they will be pursuing others as well. That's just been assigned to Vessel Global. And then we are doing marketing e-blast to a commissioned site consultant database on a regular basis through our marketing group. We are going to be spotlighted in the December 2020 Business North Carolina. Pitt County is. So be looking for that in the December Business North Carolina, and there is some advertising in there from Pitt County Development Commission and some of our other partners. And we are participating in the 2021 EDP&C Economic Development Partnership of North Carolina Cooperative Marketing Program, and that will be through some different trade shows and site consultant events that we've been selected to participate with them going forward into 2021. And then, let's see if I can get to the next page. Our Technology Enterprise Center, our business incubator, just to do a quick recap of that, we currently have 10 tenants in there and about 50 employees working in there, maybe a few more. We have about 35,000 square feet of leasable space in there. 23,000, a little bit more, is currently leased, or about 2/3 of it is leased. We have 3 active prospects looking at the space. About 4,000 or 5,000 square feet is being looked at right now, and we're in progress is rekeying the facility. We've actually done some measures for safety out there, like adding cameras and doing some key cards in the entry. You can see on the little map there, that's the blue is what we have available out there. And in addition to the tenants out there, we also have some county space out there, as well as the North Carolina Pharmaceutical Services Network, Pitt Community Colleges arm of that is out there in some space. So we have quite a bit of activity out there and some prospects. So that's been very active over the summer and ongoing. And existing industry outreach. I do need to inform you that Zach Cleghorn is no longer with us, but we do continue our existing industry outreach. We are continuing our e-blast to existing industries. That's, as you see on the right there, that's an example of an email that goes out about once a month, different messages to our existing industries, urging them to give us a call or to, contact us if they have needs, if they have questions, concerns, and to get with us and we can help them or get them to the right assets and resources and contacts. We also helped with WorldCat's open house and job fair on November 7th in terms of getting them some publicity, getting the word out, getting them to the right people that could help them spread the word and get people out there to their job fair on Staten Road. And I understand they had about 100 people lined up when they opened up at 10 a.m. that morning. It was a Saturday morning. And they also have been linked up to the community college, Pitt Community College and the community college system on their customized training support and had some preliminary conversations on getting that started. So if you know of anybody looking for a job, WorldCat has 60 openings. Grover Gaming is finishing out their building reuse grant, which was an expansion that was a previous expansion, but they're closing out that grant in December, and they fulfilled all of their requirements of job creation for that grant. That's closing out at the end of December. We made 10 existing industry connections. That's over October and November. And again, since Zach was gone, that was probably a lower number than we typically have. We're participating in a chamber-initiated business recovery task force with some other key leadership in the county. And we just an announcement that we will not be having our regularly scheduled existing industry appreciation banquet in February, as we typically do. We're going to postpone that, and we do plan to have that. And we will certainly have an industry of the year for 2021, but it will be later in the year when we can safely schedule that and have everyone attend. And just a few other key things, and then we'll move on. We do continue to do other sponsorships. We continue to promote and support the ECU Pirate Challenge, Midweek, and Grow Local. We are talking with, we had a meeting with, meaning Steve Weathers with the Greenville ENC Alliance. We met with Martin Johnson, actually at his initiation, about our combined statistical area. We've been in a combined statistical area with Beaufort County for a while now. I think that now has been expanded to include Lenoir County. And anytime you can promote yourself in a wider scope, meaning there's more people or more population, then you get more notice in terms of economic development. So we looked at ways that we can do more collaborative marketing to market our assets. And Martin has been doing this for a long time in combining Beaufort County's assets with Greenville's. So we talked about ways that we could do this more collaboratively and more creatively. We have had a lot of activity on the shell building, and we are being proactive in planning the next shell building, both in location, size, and scope, once the current one is sold, which we hope will be in the short term. And we also want to plan to enhance our existing industrial properties through site readiness, site improvements, and that includes site certification, identifying additional sites, and that includes rail served sites, which we do not have any ready to go rail served sites. And we do have a lot of requests for sites for prospects that do prefer rail. And we do need to be ready with rail served sites, and we certainly need buildings. And I would like to in 2021 to enhance municipality outreach. I've had some conversations recently with Farmville and with Grifton and with Aden, have some things set up, and I really want to enhance that because each of the municipalities has very unique needs, and want to increase that outreach and hopefully set up some programs for the municipalities. So that is my report. And
thank you very much, Kel. At this time, I would entertain a motion to go into closed session.
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk, if you could call the vote.
Dr. Gould,
Yes.
Commissioner Huggins,
Yes.
Dr. Plum,
Yes.
McCarty,
Yes.
Commissioner Fitzpatrick.
Yes. Thank you very much. And if you could also state the reason for going into closed session.
It is suggested this board go into closed session pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A6 to consider the qualifications and competence, performance, character, fitness, conditions of appointment, or conditions of initial employment of an individual public officer or employee or prospective public officer or employee, which a hearer investigate a complaint, charge, or grievance by or against an individual public officer or employee. General personnel policy issues may not be considered in closed session. The public body may not consider the qualifications, competence, performance, character, fitness, appointment, or removal of a member of the public body or another body, and may not consider or fill a vacancy among its own membership, except in open meeting. Final action making an appointment or discharge made or removal by a public body having final authority for the appointment or discharge or removal shall be taken in an open meeting, and North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A4 to discuss matters of the location or expansion of industries or other business in the areas served by the public body, including an agreement or a tentative list of economic development incentives that may be offered by the public body in negotiations, or to discuss matters related to military installation, closure, or realignment. Any action approving the signing of an economic development contract or commitment, or action authorizing the payment of economic development expenditures shall be in an open session in General Statute 143-318.11A1 to prevent the disclosure of information that is privileged or confidential pursuant to the law of this state or of the United States, or not considered a public record within the meaning of Chapter 132 of the General Statute.
Thank you very much. We can now go into closed session.